Kia ora, and welcome to Beer Club. I'm Joe,
I'm Luke.
and this is Oceanside Amber, a amber ale by Rocky Knob Brewing, who are from the Mount Maunganui in the Bay of Plenty, but this beer was brewed in Wellington, contract brew kind of situation.
Cheers.
Might have overpoured myself there.
That's okay. We have more cans.
Sorry, I was just like talking,
carried away.
so only focusing on one thing. Cheers.
Cheers.
Mm.
Smells great. Yeah, big aroma on it. But first of all, so Rocky Knob, they've been around a bit, but I think if they brewed quite infrequently, or is it more that they're more looking after their local markets?
Yeah, they were brewing beers like Snapperhead and I think Eye of the Tiger IPAs.
Yep.
When I was in Tauranga in sort of 2017, 2018, and obviously Undies, which was a sort of mini 2.5% IPA that was pretty popular, especially in a time where sort of every brewery didn't have a low alc option. You would find it in a lot of bars and restaurants.
They were ahead of the curve there with a 2.5%.
And it tasted all right. Obviously a 2.5% IPA can never sort of mimic a full IPA, but
but for what it was and serving a purpose, and a very, very important purpose, because here in New Zealand, our liquor laws dictate that venues that sell alcohol must sell 2.5% ABV beers or drinks.
Yeah, low alcohol options. So even with the huge rise in non-alcoholic beer, it's actually still a requirement to have low alcoholic beer.
So a bar could have a 3% table beer and then 0% beers, but they're still breaking the law with liquor licensing. So that's why there are certain 2.5% ABV beers that you just see in every venue.
Yeah, I think Fugazi Garage Project has pretty much got a stranglehold on the market.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's a massively profitable area, because I don't know how many people are drinking those with the emergence of the alcohol-free beers. I think they've sort of taken that.
You basically just every year have to buy a case just to appease the licensing inspector in case they come and check it out, because no one buys them and they just go off on the shelf and complete archaic, stupid, but whatever. They'll catch up one day and figure out that non-alcoholic beer is what it is. Yeah. We're talking about this beer.
And Undies being a bit of a trailblazer in that low and no category. Rocky Knob, you don't see many of their beers around, really.
No. Yeah, I think the ones I named, I think it was Snapperhead and Eye of the Tiger. I was pretty fond of them back in the day, and I never really drank Oceanside, but I tried it recently and thought it would be a great one for Beer of the Week.
And here we are.
Yeah. So obviously American amber ales are poppy, as with any beer style that has American in the name, pretty much. Barley wine, stout, IPA. They don't say what hops are in it.
Just worth checking.
Yeah, it smells like kind of sea hops, Amarillo, those kind of ones. Mosaic or something, bit of stone fruit in there. But
that would be the classic. Yeah, like those Centennial, Cascade, that sort of thing. And the American Amber Ale, a beer that really took off with the first modern wave of American micropubs and craft breweries that were taking off. And with somewhat of an influence from the English real ales and these sort of malty, hoppy beers. I suppose bitters, really, but the more malt-forward ones than the ones that were to transmogrify into American IPAs. Just nice malty, round balance to it. And I suppose the iconic ones in America in the 80s and 90s would have been beers like Fat Tire from New Belgium. Really lovely style. There's it's round, it's malty, it's got that like pine character or citrus character.
I mean, this beer isn't a million miles from Gargoyle.
Yeah, totally.
Gargoyle is on the paler side of this, but sort of pushing towards this kind of malt profile. And then this beer is definitely pushing towards that kind of hop character, that pine, that grapefruit, that kind of light stone fruit. But this isn't quite as bitter as an IPA. I think that's quite a big.
It's scaled down.
Big characterization.
Yeah, so it's less in the aroma, the bitterness, the booziness. It's more of a drinkable beer that you can definitely have a few of.
Yeah, it's 5.6. So wouldn't want to have too many, but
but American amber ales, and like we chatted about a couple of weeks ago, that there's a whole spectrum of browns that fall between pale ale and a stout. And malt forward beers are something I'd like to see lots and lots more of. It just is that people love buying IPAs and pale ales and lagers. But brown and amber coloured beers are absolutely delicious. Yeah. So lovely malt character, and I think this is one of their original recipes, or one of the.
I think so. I think it's an old. Yeah, it's an old recipe. As it says on the tin, brewed in commemoration of an old hotel that became apartments before I was even sort of 5 years old, I think.
Yeah.
They were known as the Twin Towers, I think, when I was at school, but they're like 10 stories high. But, obviously growing up in Tauranga, those were the highest buildings.
Skyscrapers.
Yeah, there was like 2 apartment buildings next to each other. But so I guess, brown beer drinkers might like this. Might still be a bit too hoppy for them, but delicious, super well balanced. Just, spot on what you want to be drinking.
It's a pretty good all-rounder, right? Yeah, these cooler evenings, it's something for everyone. Yeah, just really nicely made beer. Not gonna knock anyone's socks off. It's not gonna upset too many people. It's like absolutely beautifully made crowd pleaser.
Yeah, delicious.
Good job. Cheers, Rocky Knob. Thanks for joining us yet again. Cheers, Joe.
Cheers.
See you next time.